Okay, so this possibly is going to be my first YouTube video. And so what I'm doing, I'm going feeding. I've got the replacement heifers to feed and our lake cows. Meanwhile, Ben is down east feeding our early cows. And another thing, I need to go feed the bulls. So it's a little kind of snowy out. Not snowing very hard. There's not much ground cover now. In fact, I think most of this was on the ground by 10 o'clock last night. So, but I think there's more coming. We need the snow. It's been real dry. I usually don't say that, but it's nice to have some kind of snow ice pack this time of year, so wind doesn't carry our sand off when it blows. It kind of gives us a nice little crust to kind of hold the ground down. Yep, so I'm on my way, and I'll show you guys kind of how it's done, I guess. It's about, I don't know, it depends what stackyard I go to. It's maybe 3 miles away if I go to the far one. I don't think I'm going to go to the far one since I have to feed the bulls. I'll probably cheat and grab some from a different stackyard and shorten things up a little bit. So it's maybe only 2.5 miles. I don't know. I've never really. As the crow flies, it's probably only a mile away, 1.5 miles maybe, but I can't go the way the crow flies. But I'll show you, it's pretty frosty here. It's kind of cool. It always reminds me of an Ansel Adams picture. That frost on everything. And I'm surprised the frost is staying on the trees because it is pretty windy out. Not as windy as I thought it would be, but I'm surprised that that frost is hanging on. Looks pretty cool. Stop recording. Okay, I'm driving by the lake here. I'll show you. This is the lake where we'll be ice fishing here pretty quick. I bet. I'm sure the ice is fine now, actually. Might not want to drive out there with the side-by-side or four-wheeler or anything, but sure walk out there. But I'll have to check. I don't know if I got my minnows pretty early. I had a buddy pick some up for me pretty early, and so I just dumped them in the stock tank. And I haven't checked to see if they've survived or if I can catch them. Usually I have a container I put them in that stock tank, but it was so early and it wasn't even close to being iced up enough, so I didn't put them in that container. I just let them loose in a, I don't know, I suppose it's a 15-foot tank. And so even if they were in there, I don't know if I could get them. Chasing them around with the minnow net trying to catch them, I guess. I don't know. I was thinking I do have a minnow trap. I could put it in there and see if I get any to go in there. That's probably what I should do. See if I can catch, because it doesn't take too many, you know. I don't know. if I went out there with 20 minnows, I'd be good, because I'm probably not going to catch 20 fish. But yeah, this is the time of the year where getting minnows is pretty. I don't make it to town very much. You have to go pretty far to closest minnows are 2 hours away. And so usually I just have people, when they come out to ice fish, I'll get them to bring me some, or when they leave, if they have some left over, I'll get them to leave me some, what they don't use. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's a little too cold today to go try it, though. I'm not gonna try it today or tomorrow. I don't think. I think it's supposed to be windy tomorrow too. It's hard to do and spend all the morning feeding. That's just the way it is this time of year. No way around that. The groups are a little too big to double feed. I guess if I have to be gone, I would double feed, but I don't think I would double feed to go ice fishing. I don't know. I might come up with a way to do it. If the weather's nice enough. I don't like double feeding when it's really cold, because those cows need a little bit more. Give them a little extra. So, stop recording. Stop recording. Alright, so here's the gate that goes into where our replacement heifers are, and usually I leave it open as I come back out this way, but because I'm gonna go and feed those bulls, I will be shutting it. Sometimes I mess up and I forget to shut it, and I go out the other way to feed the bulls, and this is left open overnight. I've never had anything find the gate, because I really don't come over here very often. But we just moved them here 2 days ago, so they're still in kind of the exploring phase and walking the perimeter, and judging by the frost off of this grass out here in front of me, they've come over here either last night or early this morning, I'm guessing. So I will be shutting it. Stop recording. And there's the heifers right up there. They heard me when I was at the gate and coming down to say hello. They shouldn't be, we'll look at their hay. They shouldn't be too hungry. I fed them extra yesterday, so we'll take a look. Good thing about feeding these is I get to drive all the way through them before I ever get to hay, so I could judge if it was the other way around. Like sometimes I do bring hay from back behind me a ways, so in that case I really don't know how much I should get, because I don't know how much they have left over. Because these heifers do not eat near as much as the older cows. But because they are our replacement heifers, we still figure the same amount, which is a bale per 40 head. You know, so they always have a little extra. They'll be calving here 1st of March, so we like to keep them full. And then we also cake them 4 pounds every other day. So 2 pounds a day of cake. And plus tubs, we haven't got our tubs out yet. We just moved them over here. But we will. I'll probably Monday or Tuesday, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm not too worried about that. We're kind of short on tubs anyway right now. We won't. The only things that will be getting tubs this time of year are our replacement heifers and our bulls. So we do have some out with our bulls. They're probably about empty. I think we have just enough to put some out for our bulls and then put some out with these heifers. So we'll probably be doing that on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know when we're getting the rest of our tubs. It might be another week or two. Stop recording. This pasture where the heifers are, we call it the teepee pasture. And it's a great little feed ground. There's not a windmill in here or any kind of well, but there's this live creek, and especially right through here where I'm at now, it could be 30 below, and that will be open, especially back over there. And the further out this way you go, it might be froze up, but that's all right. We just feed them in this area. If it just depends on where the water's open, but right now this water should be open all the way through here. It's just pretty fast moving water. It takes a lot for it to freeze. If we get a big storm though, there's a large meadow over down here to my right around the corner. And that snow will blow all the way across that meadow and then put it right over here in this ditch. Mainly from right up here on, it could cover that ditch. And that makes it hard for them to drink, but it never covers it back behind me. So there's some options. And there's another culvert up ahead of me here that I could get down to and break ice if I need to with this bucket. That's the only place along this creek that you can do that. The banks are just too steep anywhere else. Okay, this is some of the hay that they had yesterday. I'm sure they've got it cleaned up, as cold as it is. I'll be giving them extra. There's a spot there. It's kind of froze up, but they can get to it pretty easily and get to water. Right now it looks like they're all behind me. Stop recording. Okay, I was wrong there. Not all behind me. They're split. At first when I saw these coming, I was worried because there's cows right next to them in this pasture, in the next pasture. So when I saw them, I was worried the cows opened up the gate or something, but no, we're good. These are still our heifers. And they really did eat that hay, even that extra I gave them. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go past these girls, grab some hay out of a stack yard, feed the cows first, come back into that same stack yard, grab a load, and come out here. And then I will be heading that way to go feed the bulls, which is a nice, rough, slow going route, but it's still faster than going all the way around, that's for sure. Need to get I've got a build bed on the pickup, but it's on a 91 Ford, and it has some front end issues, and I need to either get that fixed or actually found better bale bed on another pickup that I'm interested in buying. Okay. Stop recording. Stop recording. Yeah, I'll check this water real quick, because I'm sure the solar's not doing anything. It's all the windmill. It looks good. It looks open. From what I can tell here, yeah, it's got a little bit of ice on this edge, but I'm not too worried about that. Stop recording. Okay, so these are our late calving cows, and late calving cows, they'll usually start around the 1st of May, I guess, maybe the 20th of April. The other cows, they'll start the 1st of April, and we just do that to spread out our hay usage a little bit, I guess you'd say. They'll be away from the calving shed and the calving area until they start calving, so it kind of gets some hay fed up in other places, so we don't run out closer to the shed. That's one reason, but really probably the other reason, I guess equally as important, is if there's a snowstorm during calving, early on during calving, we don't have so many cattle to have in closer to the lots, because our lots, if we have everything in there, it can be pretty tight. We're pretty small on our storm lots, I guess you call them, or night calving lots. So the smallest amount we have out, the better. In fact, we've had some storms, and it's been questionable because maybe the lates had started. Like, there's been a couple that calved, and then a storm comes, and a lot of times we'll leave them right where they're at, which at that time they'll be in a big pasture with hills and everything, and where they're older cows tend to be a little smarter on where they calve compared to a heifer. You know, they'll find a nice hole up in the hill and have their calf, and they usually do pretty good. So when that happens, when the timing of a storm is kind of questionable on if we bring the lates in, we usually just leave them out. It seems to be better than just having the congestion around the calving shed, and just let them stay out in the hills, because there's some good holes. It's not this pasture they'd be in, but it's similar, where it's got a range of hills through the middle of it, and then a valley on both sides, kind of. So they've got protection from whatever direction the wind is coming from during that storm, and it seems to work pretty good. So, oh my gosh. I forgot to have my spout all the way open. I had closed it when I was in the shop, and I forgot to open it back up. Normally we give this group 5 bales, but I'm gonna give them an extra one just because we have the hay. It's kind of crappy out, and probably what I'm gonna do is do a lot of rolling down the hill, rolling bales. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. I've got a good hill here. I'll probably roll 2 down, and then I fed one, so I might roll 3 down. Feed 3 and roll 3. Just kind of saves on the twine and everything on my processor. This is a good spot to roll stuff down. I'm just going to back some off so they're laying on their side. And I'll make a big circle and grab them with my loader and try to break the twine with my loader and kick them off. Oh, I took one up. No, I didn't. It rolls. Okay. So this, I've got 3 unloaded, and that will leave me 3 to actually feed. Don't know if you can see very good. I'll try to change that around. That ain't gonna work. Stop recording. Okay, so now I've got my hay for the heifers. And most of the heifers are behind me. They're kind of split up in 2 groups. That other group should be seeing them around the corner here anytime, but I haven't yet. But they were on down this road back around the corner by the creek when I came through, and I would think I'd see them walking over here sometime, but it doesn't really matter. Either way, I'm gonna feed. This wind's kind of out of the south, so I'm gonna tuck them in back over here, do my feeding over here. And by that time, they should show up. I hope. I'm sure they'll hear me and start coming. So, well, I'll start feeding now. Stop recording. Stop recording. I'm 2 bales into my 5 bales. And the feeder's kind of making a different noise. I don't know exactly what it is. I got out and checked and nothing was loose. Everything looks good. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's just got a different noise to it. It's like I could hear the grinding louder than usual, I guess, is all it is. It's not really a different noise, it's just a louder noise. I don't know, sometimes it's like that if I forget to lock my back window, if I just have it shut but not latched. But it's latched. So I think when I'm all done and I get it back to the shop, I'll clean it off. Really look and see if that PTO is sliding at all. In my lock collars are loose or something. But other than that, it's going really good. All the heifers, they still haven't showed up yet. They're around. They'll be hearing me coming in, I'm pretty sure anyway. And because of the south wind, I'm kind of feeding in a place I don't normally feed in. Just kind of a little bowl back in here that actually protects them from north wind or south wind or southeast, everywhere but from the west. It really protects them, so that should work because that's the direction it's coming from is southeast. And I think it's going to roll around to the south. I could say it's not even bad though. It's really, I don't know, maybe 30 mile an hour, but it's pretty cold. It's the tracker says 12. It's probably 8, and then with that wind chill. Okay, bell 2. Or now bell 3. Done with bell 2. Off. Stop recording. Stop recording. Well, I'm almost done feeding these heifers. And they all have not all shown up yet. So if I don't see them when I get around this corner, I might drive back down the road a little further just to, so I make sure that they come in, because otherwise I kind of hid that behind the hill and they might not find it. So I'll just feed them around the hill, and they were, last time I saw them, they were back that direction. I still am not seeing them yet. And I'll try to, I've got, about a half a bell left here, and I'll just kind of drive a little faster, and I might even shut it off just for a little bit, just so I make sure it stretches out to this road, so they don't walk on down the road and not see the hay or something. I don't think that would happen, but okay. Bell's just finishing up there. All done. So I need to go back that direction, back behind me to feed the bulls, but I'm gonna cruise up here and just make sure these heifers. Ooh, there's a coyote. course, I did not took my gun out last night or yesterday. When I got back, I never put it back in there. So. And he'd give me at least one shot too. You want to try to go get him? I don't think you can catch him. You're getting fat. And you wouldn't know what to do once you got to him anyway. Alright. Still haven't seen these dang heifers, so I'll just drive up here. And there's a spot I can turn around right up here, and they've got to be close by. Got to be. They're just out touring. Like I say, it was yesterday we bought them in here. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. So they're still just want to check the perimeters. Want to check, make sure they can't get out somewhere. If there's a gate open up in the far corner or something, they would have found it. But they usually just make their one big round. Find their... Okay, where are you guys? I really thought I could... Okay, I see them. They're kind of far over there. That's alright. I'll drive down to the next little part and turn around, and hopefully they hear me and follow me back to the hay. I'm not too worried. I'm sure they would eventually find it, but I'm just gonna... Or I tucked it in behind the hill. The hill. I just want to make sure they do find it, especially since they're out. They don't have any leftover from yesterday or anything, so I'll make sure they get on that. And there they are in the distance there. Oh, there's some more down by the creek here. That's still not even close to all of them. I'm gonna honk. Do some honking here they can hear. Okay, that will work. This will get them coming. I see there are some on top of that hill too, and now I'll go back and go through that gate and go feed the bulls and be done on this frosty Saturday. Stop recording.